Good afternoon, good morning. Water is ready. Tea is ready. We're all ready. I wonder if I should do some kind of camera where we are like somewhere in a corner and it's kind of following the girl automatically. I think it could look cool. Am I the world champion already? Nope. Nope. Definitely better than me trying to follow the ball. Because there could be like one setting like following the girl, one setting following the other girl, and one setting following the ball. I think that could be cool to do. I think it could be cool. I wasn't planning to do that, but let's do it. Let's do it. Why not? Why not? Why not waste time doing something totally useless? Camera mode. So let's go to camera mode and let's go how can we call it? You know, useless. No, how can we call it? We call it show mode. Show, I don't know. Follow camera, follow. So we're gonna have follow girl, and it's gonna have like a U size telling us who we're following, and then we could do like follow ball. Let's see how it works. It could also tell us could also put like which corner we are, something like that. So let's say, okay, so let's say that we have like, you know, player index and corner, right? Whatever corner means, right? So we're gonna have a number of corners, right? And then I imagine that well, corner could be constant, I think, for now. So in order to make this work, we need a key to enable it. So let's go for, I don't know, let's do like similar to what we do. So like camera follow girl, right? And we'll have on F2. Does it make sense? Because here we're cycling. I think it makes sense. What is the situation with Rust? What is the situation with Rust on consoles? Can game made in Rust be released on console, or there are no binding yet? The answer is I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea. I know that Jai can go on consoles, so I would imagine that if LLVM works, then also Rust works. So whether or not somebody went and did a crate for whatever is used on the PlayStation, I have no idea. I would imagine you could go basically with, you could start with the C++ application and maybe call your Rust thing. But the answer, I don't know. Is not something. yeah, it's not something on my horizon at the moment. So honestly, I don't know. And I imagine that if we Google it, Rust on PlayStation, is gonna be Rust, the game language. Was it Tiny Glade? Rust can technically compile for PlayStation. I think Embark was doing something like that. Chucklefish. Official toolchain support. It gives me the impression that if somebody is really interested to do it, should be possible. Tiny Glade Xbox. Is it available on Xbox? Tiny Glade is not currently available on Xbox, has no confirmed release date. That's a difficult port because it's in Vulkan, right? So they will have to port it to DirectX 12. Because Tiny Glade is made in Rust. What is this? What I ended up in AI. Tiny Glade PlayStation. I would imagine it's the same. Will be released on PC this month. This article is quite old. Tiny Glade PS5. Anyway, yeah, my impression is that is going to be a difficult port. It's going to require investment. So it's going to happen, I think, for some the way I see it is some games that comes out on the PC and is successful enough that has enough money to throw to a port to console. So Tiny Glade is probably at the moment the biggest game in Rust. So they are obviously the ones that could do it. I think they made enough funds to be able to throw some money at the problem. Obviously, it's not going to be an easy thing, like if your game is in Unreal or in Unity or things like that. I thought you released also on console. Yeah, but not on not with Rust. Not with Rust. So Hydrofoil generation, we didn't even make the money, back on the PC. So yeah, let alone start a console port. That would be a complete suicide. No, definitely not. And Assetto Corsa is C++. So my experience on console is, number one, very limited because I only did a little bit of work on the Xbox for the port of Assetto Corsa. Then Assetto Corsa Competizione was ported by a third-party company. So we were completely hands-off. It's not, I don't love it. I remember with Assetto Corsa 1 on the Xbox, the workflow was not very nice. You had to wait a little bit and put files on the console. It was not very agile, and the power on the console was really low. It was very difficult. It was really difficult to get the performance out. So pretty tough. Yeah. Anywho, so this is gonna kind of break a little bit our camera mode system. because I really don't want it to be part of this cycle. So let's have a look how it's going to look like, because I think it's going to look a little bit funny. Yeah, because first of all, now is complaining about, you know, the missing thing, right? And what we can do is that whatever, right, whatever is not in this list, if I press F1, just go back to camera mode, TV. So that's easy. Whoops. I don't understand why it's still complaining. All right. So that numero uno. Then we have to do the thing, and then let me write the code to activate it. So if input manager clicked. How did we call it? Camera follow girl. Okay, so now we have two situations here. So we're gonna do self camera system mode is gonna be a match on self camera system mode, right? Where if we are already following so the question, am I going to switch corner or am I going to switch girl? I think I'm gonna switch girl, and then I will have another key to switch to switch corner probably. So we're gonna return basically camera mode, follow girl. Player index is gonna be invert index, player index, right? And same corner. And everything else, we're gonna go camera, follow girl, player index 0, corner 0. Easy. Right, so that should cover all the bases. So now up to the actual code. So how this is going to look like. So let's put the code here. So we're gonna need the corners, right? So the corners are gonna be some kind of constant, right? So we're gonna have const corners. So follow camera corners, right? So for now, let's write only one, right? So it's gonna be an array of vector 3, right? So let's do like 1. And then it's gonna be basically, I don't know, what is it? Court, I think we can just guess it. Let's start like this, right? You know, something like this, 1.7 and 26. Completely out of my ass, right? Okay. Then we're gonna say simply, obviously this is a court local, so now we have to like do like a court pos. Court pos is going to be self I think match avatar court matrix, okay, and transform point follow camera corners corner. Okay, so that's our camera position, and our camera target is going to be the player. So self camera system camera look at, so we are in court pos and we're looking at player matrix pos plus and with the field of view of we can leave it. I think we can leave the field of view free. That should do it, I think. Let's have a look. I have absolutely no idea what to expect. It might look good. It might look like shit. We'll see. F2. Okay, so we are way out of the corner of the court. So we need to get more in. And let's get the girl to move. Then we have a... Okay, so we're looking at this girl. Okay. So I need to write manually the code to change this. All right. So we know that we're too far outside. Right. So let's come in a little bit. I think we were... Well, the entire court is 23. So the entire court is 23 plus 6. 23 plus 12, 40 something. Yeah, so let's try like this. Let's try like this. Let's try to go on the other side so I see my girl. We're still way too back. But now the zoom works. All right. So obviously it's very unnatural, right? Because it's really completely attached to the player, right? So it's quite unnatural. But it's kind of cool. The creepo camera. It's like simp. That's how we should call it. The simp camera. So let's get closer. The thing when you start to do all this thing with the cameras, they're really not compatible with something like, you know, Steam Deck and those kind of thing, because you just don't have all these keys that you can use to have all this. So you have to start to do menus and stuff like that. So it's really, we're literally wasting time here. But yeah, I think this one is nice. We found the right corner, I think. Right? So we can go like super creep. Yeah, that's all right. That's okay. All right. And then we can do so we could have now the other corners. So now they're easy, right? Because we know what the thing should be. So it's minus 12. Let's see, minus 11. So minus 11 and positive 18, positive 18, 11. Right? We did all the cases. Okay. And also, yeah, player index. So actually, the player that we really want to look at is self match avatar player index matrix. Ooh, somebody's coming. Somebody's coming. Coder 2K. How you doing? And welcome to the 69. Why this is looking for a matrix? Ah, yes, because we need to grab it from the scene. Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome. I see some underscore CPP people in here. So yeah, welcome to the future. Welcome to the future, C++ people. So what we're doing here, we're doing a tennis game with anime girls. Ah, okay. So they're not C++. No, I saw some, because I saw I look at CPP and I got that. Oh, you know, these are C++ people. So we're doing this anime girl game. Right now, what we're doing is we're writing a kind of a stalker simp camera mode where, let me get the AI to play. So basically, we're standing in this corner and we're creeping on the girl, right? So we're just, you know, the camera is just a touch of the girl. I mean, I just at the beginning, I just started the stream and I was like, would it be interesting to have a camera that does that? And now in theory, if I press this fantastic F2 key, I should go to the other girl. Yes, it works. Okay. So now we can see the two girls. Fantastic. Fantastic. And now we can add also a command to actually change the corner. So the way we're going to do this is by being particularly stupid and put and use a stupid key like page up or something like that. Page up. Page up will go camera follow girl next corner. Just like that, right? So in our update inputs, and just a background, you know, could you place a space in front of the 11 without the minus sign? This misalignment is triggering my OCD. I could do that, but I will have to rewrite a little program called Rust Analyzer that does the formatting, the auto formatting. So I think it's not something that I'm planning to do today. You have to live with that when you use auto formatters. It doesn't trigger any. Which one are you talking about? I understand. So you would like you're one of those guys, right? So you want, what do you want to do? You want to do, you are one of those guys that would like to do this, right? You're one of those, right? You would like to do this, right? That's how you roll. That's nice. I don't know. But if I press save, it will it will go back to the way it wants. So it doesn't work. Right. So update inputs. Again, I have really no idea what I'm doing here. This was not planned at all. So where are the camera follow girl? Here it is. Camera follow girl next corner. It is. All right. So input manager, and just as background, if you don't follow obviously this stream very often, this is a custom engine, so I'm not using any framework, I'm not using any third-party engine, so is full Rust with the Vulkan binding. So there is quite a bit of thanks a lot Coder for the follow. So quite a bit of click-click-clack going on to make things work. Right. So the way we're gonna do this, ciao Coder, thanks a lot for the raid. So what we're gonna do is, in case we press this button, if we are already in camera, I think what we're gonna do is that if we are in follow girl, we're gonna stay in follow girl, but we're gonna increase the corner. So corner is gonna be corner +1 modulo 4, because we only have 4 corners. And in case we have something else, we just sort of stay in, so we do nothing. Fundamentally, we do nothing. Right. All right. Cannot move out. Well, hold on. I think I just have to do this. Derive, copy, clone, and we're done. Okay. That should work, provided that I call the command. I didn't. How did I call the command? Next corner, right? Next corner. Next corner. Next corner. All right, let's have a look. That would be interesting to do to follow the ball. Right. So F2 we go to the girl, and then page up we change corner. Let's get the AI to play. So this is another corner on the other side. The other corner. We're outside, so we need to get so this tells me that this court is not symmetrical. This is interesting. I was not expecting the court not to be symmetrical. Do we care? I would say we absolutely don't care. But one thing that I want to try is what if we get the ability to have corner 4 just to try? How would it look if I actually follow the ball? What if I follow the ball? So the way we're going to do it is, okay, so court pos, if corner is 4, no, hold on. So here we're going to do JVM minimum between 3 and corner. All right, so we don't crash the system. That also means that we're only going to see the ball from one corner, but who cares? And then we have to do the target. So let camera target is gonna be if corner is 4, then so if not 4 is this. If it is 4, then it's gonna be, do we have a ball? No. Do we have a match state ball position? But we need to translate it. Same translation that we do here. Right. And this is camera target. All right. No idea how it's gonna look. Maybe it's nice, maybe it's not. I'm absolutely no idea. So in order to trigger it, we have to go F2, then we have to press 1, 2, 3, 4, and now we should be on the ball. Oh my God, it makes me sick. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think it's a good idea. It's totally useless. All right. Well, good to know. So let's go back and not do that. So let's keep it on the girls. So, okay, we tried. It was a bad idea. And all right. We can leave it this. Camera mode follow girl. All right. Which is absolutely not what I was planning to do today. All right. what are we going to do for real? So what are we going to do is, yesterday I added this UI that is telling me the score. Let me play a little bit. So now I'm playing. So let me lose this point on purpose. So basically it gives me the score. Love 15. All right. I have already a system in place that is giving me special information about if it is a key point. A key point is a break point. I don't know if you know tennis. Break point is when you have a chance to win a game when your opponent is serving, which is kind of a big deal in tennis. Or it could be a set point, or it could be a match point. And the idea is that when we have a key point, the idea is to have it here, right? Write it here somehow, somewhere, right? So the first decision is going to be where we're going to put this, right? So one way would be to have, so let's go to our, what is it called? Tennis UI form. So one thing that we could do, we could try to have another label called score key point. This label could live above that label that we have. Right, so the label that we have is 80 pixel, 140. So that brings us to 220. And we could invert the color. So we could have like background color like this, right? And fore color like this. And to test it, we're gonna write, but I have a feeling that it's gonna be a little bit too big. So it's gonna say something like match point. Okay, so could look like this. Actually, this one gets resized automatically. So I probably want to match it was like 300 in reality because the software is resizing it. And perhaps we could have it, so we could use a smaller font. So we could go a little bit smaller. So this one we will call it score key point. Right. Okay. And we can also probably make it a little bit shorter. So let's go 60. I mean, I don't hate it. I think it's pretty cool. If I keep it this size, is not saying who the match point is for. Well, I think it's better. It looks better. Hopefully, you know, people that play enough will be able to understand, you know, who the match point or the break point and so on is for. Right. So let's implement this. Let's see how it will work in the game. So so let's go here. Let's go in update, what was it? Update UI. Where I was doing the UI update? Was it in render update? This is something that I'm not. Because I have a tennis UI. Okay, that's good enough. Okay, that's good enough. So I think the way we're gonna do it. Okay, this is the case in which we are showing the point, and I think it should be the only situation where we see that thing, right? So let's grab our label key point, which I already forgot how I called it. Score key point, I hope so. Score key point, look at me, LBL score key point, but we cannot do it. We cannot do it. Okay. All right, obviously we cannot do it. Okay, so we have to do one at a time. All right. What we could do here is already decide key point visible. Right. We can already decide if it could be visible, right? So it could be visible if we end up here. Okay. Then we need to scope this operation here. Right. So let's see. So this guy comes out of the scope and all this stuff is scoped. All right. And now I can actually do this. All right. Now I can do that. And now I can say that if key point is visible and we have a key point, let's some key point is match state score key point. Okay, then LBF key point base visible is true, right? Otherwise this is gonna be false, and the text is gonna be how did I do this in the debug UI? Render debug UI. How did I do this? Does it have some kind of key point? Here it is. I'm doing manually. Okay, all right. No worries. It's good enough. So where were we? Yeah. So text is gonna be match over key point, right? And so at the moment we don't care about any of these, right? So we're just gonna say break point. I'm not sure how they actually write it. Do they write it in one word? Hey Propos, how you doing? Let me check real quick if they write it in one word or in two words. So let's grab, the fuck is this? Let's grab some tennis TV. Do they put it here? Do they put some? Maybe they don't even put it, or maybe they put it up here. They don't even put it. Anybody knows if it is one word or two words? Surprising that they don't put it on TV. Doesn't look like they put it. At least not in these highlights. At least not in these highlights. Tennis break point. One word? A break point. So 2 words. Let's write it 2 words. I don't want to waste so much time. 2 words is good to go. All right. So we don't. For now, we don't even need. We don't even need a format for now. I think eventually what I want to do is write how many. Right. So I just want to see how it's going to look like. Set point and match point. All right. Is it going to work? Let's go. Let's check it out. So breakpoint will be easy to check because I'm serving, so all I have to do is lose every point. So I'm just possibly if the AI doesn't commit suicide. So I'm gonna try to double fault. It's not that easy to double fault actually. I have to be super late. There you go. Okay. Oh, that's an interesting bug. Did they just give me the point? Did it just give me the point? What the hell happened? 3015. Ah, no, okay, 3015. Okay. All right. So 3040, and we should have breakpoint. Amazing victory. All right, okay. So breakpoint works, and at this point, there is no reason why the other also will not work. Yes, I am going for both UIs. So for both so what you're saying is so what you're saying obviously is I am GUI here, obviously. But it's also I am GUI in the other one. So this is also I am GUI, and this is also I am GUI. So this is like a weird retained system that I built on the top of I am GUI that allows me to kind of get something. Eventually I will have to try to get rounded thing or custom buttons. I will figure it out. And also this other UI, right? So this is like I am GUI, but it's custom drawing, so in my previous game, Idle of Whole Generation, also in Assetto Corsa, I always done my own UI widget system, and this time I had the pieces in place to do it, but especially when it comes to font rendering, I really didn't want to get into it. So I saw that I'm GUI has the font rendering and it's got the ability to basically draw what you want manually. So I said, okay, I'm gonna give it a try. So for now, it's kind of working. So far so good. Right, it would be interesting to write down how many we have. And in order to do that, we have to do the differentiation between 1 and more than 1. All right. So let's grab the count for all this. And then here we're gonna go, I don't think we need that. So if count is 1, then we return this guy. Right. Otherwise, we return format 4. So we return 1 breakpoint. Oh, breakpoint. Otherwise, we return format breakpoint. Make sense? Right, and same thing goes here, basically. And same thing goes here. As usual, coming from Jai, my heart is bleeding thinking about this stuff getting allocated every single frame. I could, you know, I could do some kind of caching. But yeah. So this should be good enough. Let's give it a try by forcing the game to be close to a set point, right? So we go into this situation where we are 3-1 for my opponent and 30 love for my opponent. I will let her win a point and we should see a certain amount of set points coming out. Luckily, this is code that I already wrote and it's already working in my thing. All right, so 4 set points. That's good. And if you're confused about why it's 4 set points, it's because we're using the short set format with no ads. So professional tennis tend to use a format where sets are 6 games long, so you need to win 6 games to win a set. And what is happening is that inside the game, if you get to 40-40, which is deuce, you have to go like advantage and then you win the game. What is happening in college tennis and lower level tennis to make the matches short is that they don't play the advantage. So once you get at 40-40, I had to handle this weird situation where now it's a break point, right? Because whoever wins the next point is going to win the game. And this game is not about Alcaraz and Sinner at Wimbledon. This game is about more like junior college level tennis. It's more about the road to become a professional player, right? So it's a game that is going to be based on the idea of a sequence of tournament and training. So if you compare it to something, to the typical sequence of something like an action RPG like Diablo, right? You have the part in the city where you're spending your money and you're buying your armature and stuff, find companion, and then you go out and you slay dragons, right? So here the idea is that if you're not playing a tournament, you're choosing which part of your character you want to improve, which part of your skills of your character sheet you want to improve. So you want a more powerful forehand, you want a more powerful first serve, and so on. And you train on that. And depending on how good your training was, you will level up your skills, and then you play next tournament, and hopefully you do better, right? Because now your character is stronger. But the interesting thing is that the other girls that are in the season with you, they will also be training, so they will also get better. So it's gonna be this interesting evolution through the season of what you choose to improve, what they choose to improve, and what you are successful in improving compared to what they are successful to improve. Okay, so I have a feeling that this is working. So in order to actually test it, let's try to play a tournament. I've been online for 1 hour, so let's play a tournament just to check that everything is working. Then we move on actually to next step, which is saving tournaments. Because right now, if I don't complete a tournament, I lose the progress. So right now we have the support for both a tournament system, and if you complete a tournament gives points that go to a ranking. So there is a ranking, and this is us. So we only have 1 point in the ranking. Right. So we go to the tournament. So we're gonna play Yukatsuda, which is 12 in the ranking. Did you ever find difficult to learn programming in the beginning? Is this a real chapter? Because it's called Charan GPT. I wonder, like, it's gonna come back with like, go to this website. Yeah, okay. No, it looked like, did you find programming very difficult? Click on this link and solve all your problems and make a lot of money. I started so young that I don't even remember. Yeah. No, I started so young that I don't even remember. I feel like I've done it forever, right? So, considering what people say, both obviously when I was a kid, my family, but also my colleague, the way I was able to progress in my career very quickly, I would imagine that is something that always came kind of easy for me. So I was lucky. I was basically, I found something that I was good at literally fell on my lap. And I was lucky to be something that I'm good at and I also enjoy. So yeah, it doesn't, it's Saturday evening and I'm here, I'm coding, and there is no other place that I would rather be. So yeah, I feel like I'm very lucky. So probably the answer to your question is no. I don't think it was ever that difficult. I enjoyed so much that it's always been kind of easy. All right, so these are the other match that we're playing. So we're gonna play our match, and hopefully one. Okay, I fuck it up straight away because I didn't remove the fake score. So we're gonna do it again. Luckily, it's a bug on the first point, so no problemo. Come on, send the link now. I gave you the answer. Now you can send the link. All right. So, okay. We're playing number 28 in the world, so perhaps we have some hopes. Pile palle. Thanks a lot for the follow. All right. Yeah, shit. The match is started and I was drinking. All right. Let's go. Let's see how this is going. Whoa. Move, girl. And yeah, it always takes a little bit of adjustment. Like this girl hits really slow. Jesus. It's very weird. It's like her ball is so slow. So I had to adjust a little bit. It's really like really weak. How is second serve? So second serve is faster than the first serve, which is weird. Look how slow it is. And it's like super short. All right, we lost we lost the first game. Okay, she's not able to return my serve, which is good for me. Oh my god, she really can't play. It's the first time that I got to play with this girl, and yeah, it's nice to see that. Look how short she plays. I don't have the rhythm. I'm not used to play with somebody that plays so slow. It feels like, you know, in real tennis I have the same problem. All right, 1-1. I have to win this. You know, she's literally like, she's got this bomb with the second serve, which I really don't like. Let's concentrate. What happened there? I don't know what happened there. I don't know what happened there. I have no idea what happened. Okay, 3 break points, so the thing is working. 2 break points. So the second serve is going to be fast. Okay, double fault, 1-1, 2-1 actually. Let's go. Yeah, she really has big problems. Big problem. The girl needs... But she's got this super short ball that I'm really struggling. Alright. 3-1. This is kind of easy. The timing is so difficult. Come on, let's go. Out. Yeah. 2 set points. Jesus. I keep missing these short balls. Alright. First set for me. Slightly out. And this, I love how you can really miss big. I really like it. Like you can literally throw it out of the park. Let's go. 1-0, we're just cruising here. Nice. Nice. She plays so different from the other girls. It's incredible. Let's go. Yeah. Breakpoint. Come on. Ah. It never comes, that ball. It just never comes. Ooh. Double fault. Oh, come on. I'm missing so many. All right. 2-1. Let's go. Oh, so difficult to play with her. It's got this second serve that is a bomb. I really need to fix that. I literally just have to pull the ball back in and I will win the point. Oh, come on. Double fault. Yes. 3-2. Let's go. Let's finish this. This match was so weird. It feels like in real tennis when you play somebody that is below your level and you don't know what to do. Ooh. Oh. Yes. No. Come on. These short balls are completely killing me. I cannot believe it. How many mistakes I did on those. All right. 4-3. Let's finish. Come on. Let's not go to the tie break. She just has no power. It's unbelievable. Look at this. But they're so easy to miss because they don't come to me. Nice. The eye is just brutal when she comes at the net. They do it so well. Come on. Grab this point. Oh. That's a nice point. Nice point. 4-4, tie break. I'm gonna lose this, am I? Oh my god, it feels like real tennis. Feels like the kind of match I would lose in real life. Ah, shit. Take that. Thank gosh that I get so many free points on my serve. Let's go. 2 match points. Let's go. Ah, she got me. Another one. Come on my serve. Let's go. And we got to the victory. But man, that felt difficult like a real tennis match. It was really hard. Really, really hard. All right, let's go. Next one, Izumi Ota. She's good. I know already she's good. Number 6, she's good. And then if I win, I get the number 1. So, yeah. Okay, so now it's going to be a very difficult, very different situation here. All right. Against number 6. Let's go. It's going to be a totally different match. All right. All right. 1-0 for me. She didn't make a point, so that's a good way to start. No fault. What I'm using for us, I'm using Vulkan for the graphic engine. I'm GUI for the UI. No SDL. Although I'm very intrigued by SDL GPU. I was doing like some experiment with Odin, and it looks nice. It looks nice. But you know, it's too late. I already have the entire Vulcan thing, so doesn't make any sense. What is blue cat? Yeah, Vulcan. Definitely I have these problems on short balls. I could have come to the net there. I chicken out. I could have gone to the net. Oof, so lucky. Yes. Vonnegat, thanks for the follow. Ah, right in the corner. Go get there. Ah, shit. 100. Yes, let's go. Breakpoint. Let's go. I'm going for it. Ah. Oof. 2-2. I had my chance. I had a couple of chances to attack with my forehand. I did like a 70 and an 80. So, not good. Thanks a lot, Vonnegat. Thanks a lot. You're a player, yeah. Great. So, yeah, I'm really glad that you say that. You know, that's what I'm going for. I'm trying to get the tennis to look like tennis. Let me see what you guys are saying. First time here. Are the number the power, or what are the number for? It shows how good the timing was, right? So 100% means perfect timing, right? Which is basically the quality of the shot, right? So when you see 100, it means I hit the ball with the right timing, so I can expect a good result from that ball. And obviously, I'm always the girl at the bottom. And the square that you see, obviously, is my target, right? So when you see my player getting in position to hit, it means that it's when I can move the target for my shot. Let's go. And we got 4 set points. Let's go. Let's go. Let's beat number 6. Let's go. Ah, she came at the net. They are so good. When they come at the net, they're just really good. moon bowling battle. I can do this all day, girl. Let's go. I'm getting bored now. Let's change. I'm going. I would like to get a forehand, but she's obvious. There you go. Okay, that was a great point. That was a very long point. I like how long points happen, but they're rare. You know, right now the balance is good. The length of the point is good. Yes, first set for me. So right now, a little bit of stats. So my timing is better than her. I'm averaging 85. She's at 80. First serve, I am 50% and she's 60. But I have 4 aces and she's got 0. 1 double fault each. And the average rally length is 5.7 points. So the hit is timing plus the aim. Yeah, that's correct. How does the player position affect the hit? If you're not in the right position, lateral distance with the ball, you lose power on the shot. So you see that the numbers also have arrows, and they show if you were misplaced. But what is happening right now, you will notice that when I get in position to hit ball, you will notice that the player is kind of sliding. And what is happening is that it's auto adjusting, because I got my wife to play the game and she just couldn't. So it's an option to kind of make the game a little bit easier. That sliding. So the idea right now is I still don't know if I'm going to have it. Right now it's really ugly because they're sliding. So you will see that when I get in position to prepare, there is this kind of sliding, and what they're doing, they are getting in the right lateral distance to hit the ball perfectly. They do it slowly, so it's not that I can press the button when I'm down here and she will slide over there. She slide just a small amount. The idea is basically to have, if I'm gonna keep this system, the idea is going to have like a combined animation where the top of the body is ready to go and the bottom of the body is kind of doing small steps. If you follow tennis, Spanish coach teach this a lot. Like, keep moving your feet as the ball is coming, and then, so you can adjust your position to the last moment. So it will look like more like a small adjustment, and then boom, go for it. Yeah. So yeah, for now it doesn't look that good, but because I'm still not sure it's gonna be in the game. Definitely, if I turn it off, I make the game a little bit more difficult, because especially there are situations which are very similar to real tennis. Like in real tennis, you have this thing where, especially if the ball is coming at you, you can kind of get lazy, or you can get confused, like, okay, is it a forehand or is it a backhand? And you literally have to get out of the way to hit ball. So yeah, did you make art asset? My wife does the art. Yeah, my wife does all the 3D animations and stuff. It's the second game that we're making together. The first game we did had animations, but it was not a game that was based on animation. Like, we also had animations. They were not that good, but they did the job. This time both of us were really in uncharted territory, because I've never done a game that is so heavy on animation, and it's very difficult. Right now the animations are, this animation is coming from Mixamo, this kind of lateral strafe. It's kind of okay, but it's a little bit too jumpy. No, I am in Australia. I'm Italian. I'm in Australia. I moved a little bit around the world. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've been around the tennis world, so I know how different countries teach tennis. You know. All right, so we won the first set, which is great stuff. Let's go. See, for example, that was a 70, and 70 you already basically almost guarantee a mistake, especially then something that you guys cannot see is that I have a choice to go for a more safe shot or for a more powerful shot. And obviously the powerful shot is going to be more powerful, but the effect of bad timing is going to be bigger, right? So yeah, you pay the price. Maybe adding ball boys, it will make the game more realistic feeling. No, because this is not a game about professional tennis. It's a game about junior, college, lower level tennis. So it's a game about the road to become a professional player. And when you play a lower level, you know, this is the kind of feel that we're trying to get. So when you play a lower level, you don't play on the center court of a thing. You play in a tennis club like this, right? So we have something like this. So we're modeling like tennis clubs like this, where you have all the courts. And eventually what is going to happen is you will actually have other matches going on around here, right? So you will have to deal also with the noise from the other courts. Also, at the beginning, probably we will not even have judge. So these calls of the ball going out, you know, I'll probably have the girls calling the ball themselves out, because again, that's how it works when you are in more lower level tennis. How do you feel about using Rust with Vulkan? Would you build this way for your next game? It's my second game with Rust. The game before, I used DirectX 11, so it was much easier, much easier. Also because obviously I used DirectX 11 in my previous games. So my previous games were DirectX 11 with C++. So for my last game, Rust was the new thing that I tried, and I kept DirectX 11. Obviously, I had to call DirectX 11 from Rust, which is quite a nice experience, actually. But going from DirectX 11 to Vulkan is very complex. You know, I would say everything becomes like 10 times more complex. So it's difficult, and I don't like it, honestly. For the kind of games that I do is completely unnecessary. It's a lot of work, and the only reason why I did it is because DirectX 11 still works, but you know, I'm scared that it will graphic card, NVIDIA will stop supporting it or something shit like that. I don't think it's going to happen, but eventually it's very clear that I will have to learn this new APIs. So I started to work with Vulkan a couple of years ago, and yeah, I don't like it. It's at a level that is too low level for what I'm doing. I mean, for what I'm doing, it's already stupid to not to use an engine. It's just that I'm old, so I'm used to write my own engines, and if I don't write my own engines, I feel like the game is not mine. So yeah, that's why I end up keep rewriting stuff. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's definitely, and my target machine is really mostly the Steam Deck, and it's also one of the reasons why I'm using Vulkan and I'm using a custom engine, because performance is very important. I want to be 100% sure that I will get 90 frames per second on a Steam Deck. So yeah, it needs performance are important, right? And when you use a third-party engine, it's very easy to leave performance. Working for lots of words that I don't know. All right, SWE is what? Software? What is it? What is SWE? Working for CRUD web apps. I don't know what is CRUD. I know web apps, but not CRUD. Getting interested in engine. Engine is the fun part, it seems. Software engineer. Okay, software engineer. Create, read, update, delete. No idea what that is. Engine is the fun part. I like to know what's going on. And I really like to organize the code in a way that I like. And the thing is that when you use engines, they kind of push you in a certain direction. You obviously you cannot always organize the code when you want. Right? You don't have to do it the Unreal way or the Unity way. You can always do it. But obviously, if you're working with Unity, you're working with game objects or the new system, whatever it's called. If you're working with Unreal, you're using actors or whatever. So the engine is kind of dictating the way you work with something. Yeah, if for this game I was really close to do it in Godot, to the point that I actually did it. So I started this game a couple of months ago in a different language. I started with Jai. Then in a week I converted it to Godot, and it looked really pretty with Godot. I have to say, it looked really, really pretty. But then at the end I decided, what happened was that I loaded the Godot version of the game on a Steam Deck, and I saw that I was already close to 90 frames per second, while my Jai version was like miles faster. Of course, it's not an apple-to-apple comparison. Right? Godot was doing things like it was doing the ambient illumination, the global illumination. It was doing shadows on. When I was working on the Godot version, I had like an indoor court, so I had like lights from the indoor court, and it was doing shadows for the lights. My Jai version was doing the lights, but not the shadow. So it was not a apple-to-apple comparison. But that's the thing. The custom engine, there is an engine that you build to do the thing that you're doing. You know, it's always going to outperform a third-party engine. Always. I mean, if you know a little bit what you're doing, it's not really that hard to outperform those engines. So it's more a matter of, okay, can you create the features that you actually need? Am I using AI or just doing the good old way? I enjoy coding very much, so I don't use AI, because that will take away the thing that I enjoy to do, which is write code. So no, we're using AI to do some kind of pre-visualization of how the game could look like. So, you know, how the anime character could look like. My wife was testing today some software to go from videos to animation. So I was doing some videos of, you know, shadow swings and taking videos of myself, and then she was trying to convert it into animation, and that's kind of powered by AI. From what we saw today, you know, it still needs a lot of manual work, but it's much better than these animations that you're seeing right now, that were made like the super old-fashioned way of literally keyframing the movements. So hopefully we should be able to improve a lot on the animation. So Rust with Vulkan is the most performant. Is more performant than using an engine, because the thing is that the engine need to do a lot of work to, first of all, to support a lot of stuff that I don't even need. That's first thing. And then they have to do a lot of work to make sure that they don't crash if the user does something stupid. Especially Unity and Godot, they have to do a lot of validation to make sure that, okay, the user is not doing anything stupid, because they really cannot crash. Unreal is a little bit more happy to crash if you do something stupid. Also because, yeah, you code in C++, so obviously it's much easier to do something stupid in C++. So it would be very difficult for Unreal to try to handle everything. But yeah, so there is always that element that is going to take away a little bit of performance. At the end, doesn't matter. Honestly, it's just that I enjoy. You know, the reality is that I enjoy it more to do it this way. I look at it and I think like, okay, this is my game. I've done it. You know, I wrote every single line of this thing. What happens to me is that when I look at a game that I did with an engine, I get this feeling of detachment. Like, you know, I release a game with a real engine, and people say, it looks pretty. Okay, it looks pretty. You know, good job, the artist. It's not really. I didn't do anything. Good job, Epic, for doing a fantastic render in a real engine, but it's not really something that I did. Right. So it's completely stupid. It's completely. I know that it's really stupid. But I'm lucky enough to be in a situation where I can do another couple of games like this, and you know, without having to hurry too much to put them on Steam. If they don't sell that well, it's fine. It's not a big problem. So yeah. All right. I lost the rhythm for this match, so I would say let's get something done. So let's get this tournament save thing, which should be reasonably easy. So should be quite easy. Let's see. So what we want to do, first of all, we want to write this function to save a tournament. And let's see how it could look like. Save. Right, and it's going to be self, and it's going to be file name. Right, and we just return a result, IO result, just because it's convenient. All right, as usual, I never remember how to open a file, and so we're going to go in UIMem and UI memory. Why is not finding the shit? UI memory, load, and save. There you go. We copy this stuff here. So it's gonna be a text file, so it's gonna be quite easy. It's gonna be an ini file. Right. Next C3D, thanks a lot for the follow. All right, let's have a look what we have to save. So we have to save a bunch of rounds. That's it. Tennis club data. What we got in tennis club data? Okay, the name. Okay, just the name of the club. That's it. All right, that's not difficult. How do I save the tennis club data in the UI memory stuff? I don't as an index. Oh, okay. Right. All right, let's go. So let's start writing this club data. So club. Just write the name, I think should be enough. Self tennis club name. That should be enough, I think. Right. Then we go with the rounds, I think. So for E and R in self rounds iter enumerate. Okay. So we're gonna write the number of the round. So we're gonna write round I. Okay. And then cannot write traits cannot be used. Yes, all right. Use to IO right. All right. Okay. Then we go for for match in round matches iter. And what we have in a match. In a match, we have two optional players and a match result. Oh, the match result is going to be... It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. All right. So let's write the players. So for P in M players. There. Okay. How am I going to do this? I could try to put it all in one line. This is interesting. So here we should do like if Okay, so what we could do is p unwrap or -1. The problem is that inside there is a U size. So it's not gonna allow me to do that, I think. Yeah. Okay, so let's do it this way. Let's do player AD is P. Right, player ID. Otherwise, we write -1. Okay. Now the difficult part is if we want to write this thing all in one string. So we need to write the match. So for sure I'm going to use the string. So write ln. So I wonder if this is enough. So okay, so first of all we need to write if we have a result or not. So we have to do if let some result, and it's gonna be the match result as a ref. Right, so if we have a result, we try to write the score string. Otherwise what we write, we could write nothing, or I could write something like this. Right. All right, so if we are in the tournament screen, so tournament screen, what is happening here is that if I go back, so where is it? Button back. So if it is complete, we don't do anything. We should actually delete the tournament file if there is one. Otherwise, what we can do is self tournament save, right? And we're gonna save it in. Right now, do I have something inside the thing that I can save? Yeah, I can just save it there. Save tournament. All right. So let's have a look. So let's have a look what we are actually saving. So tournament back. All right, let's go and see what we saved. So we saved this. Let's see. So round 0. Okay. Yeah, that sounds all right. Okay. That sounds okay. Okay. That sounds good to me. So let's go to so let's go to the launcher. So when we open this, blah 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 blah. Where is the place where we create the tournament? All right, so this is the place. Okay. So that's correct, but this one, tournament new. Should I try there to so let me do like a private function load, and this returns an option of self, I think, right? So the idea is that if let OK ini is ini file open tournament, right? Okay. So we're gonna go let mutable round index is 0, right? So we loop, we grab a section which is, so if let some round equal ini find section format round index. So if we don't find it, we break. Expect element. All right. So all right. So what we do here, for values in round values iter, and this is going to be, we only care about that. Okay. Then we need to split it. So split is gonna be v split at a comma. Okay. And then what we're gonna do? We're gonna do It's collective. This is not super performant, but we don't care. Here we can assert for now that splits len has to be 3. Right? And then what we do? We go like, all right, we can load the 2 players, right? For being 0 to 2, we can go like, so I think we have to create a match. Let mutable map. Tournament match is tournament match. Probably we have to create it like this. So it wants players and result. All right. Okay. So let's do the players. So players is going to be a vector, an array of 2 option, right? And so players, if splits player index is going to be splits I bars unwrap, and this is going to be E32, I32. Okay, this is going to be P. All right, then we're going to go if player index is not -1, players P is gonna be some player index as usize, right? And this should allow us to do this. This should allow us to do, so here we create the round. Okay, so let mutable section. So this is the actual round equal tournament round. And tournament round is just matches, right? Yeah. Matches is back new. All right. So here we can do round matches, push, tournament match, and we put the players, and now we have to do this result, right? Then we can do if so let result is gonna be if splits 2 is this, then we return none. Otherwise, we try to return a match result, and this is the difficult part now. Right, this is the difficult one. Because a lot of this stuff are not really needed. Modern Nerd, buongiorno. This is difficult. what we really can get is this. Expected score result. Ah, that's why you're complaining. Score result. Score result. Ah, fuck. Score result. Let me derive a default from this for now, but yeah, it's weird right now. It's very weird. Stats is, what is it? Match stats default, all right. And duration is, we don't care. Option match ID. Let's put it like this. So the question is it actually going to work? So what we want to do here is we want to do if let some loaded tournament is self-load tennis club, right? We return the loaded tournament. Let's give it a try. I have no idea. Stefano, cosa ti piace dell'Australia? What I like about Australia. Modern Nerd, non mi ricordo, ti posso rispondere in inglese. The number one thing that I like personally is the fact that they speak English. Because I moved from the Netherlands, and Netherlands Dutch people speak English very well, but English is not their first language. That means that you know, if you don't learn Dutch, you never feel like you belong. And I was really bad. I didn't learn Dutch. So after 9 years, it was obvious that I was not going to learn Dutch. And I really wanted to move to a country where English is the first language, because my wife is from the Philippines. At home, we speak English all the time. That's what we use to communicate. And I wanted to be in a place where the language that we use to communicate with ourselves is also the language that we use to communicate with people outside. So that's the answer. Very simple. All right. So we crash. Where we crash. So we crash. Oh, that's interesting. All right, so let's have a look what is happening here. Let's have a look what this loaded tournament is. All right, so loaded tournament. Let's have a look. Okay, so it didn't load anything. Rounds, vector new. Okay, so what the hell? Tournament, round 0, round 1. Okay, so let's step in here. Let's have a look. Ah. No. I didn't round. Ah, okay. So rounds, push, round. All right. That should help. All right, tournament, boom. Okay, so if this works, I should be able to simulate, and we are in debug mode, so simulate is a little bit small, shorter. All right, so we got the first one victory. Okay, just to make sure that, yeah, let me capture this. All right, so we can compare it. All right, so the idea is that we should be able to go back and go back in tournament and get the same. Look at this. Perfect. And I also should be able to exit and relaunch the game. Go back in tournament and still be there. The magic of saving a file. Let me write down somewhere here in the save that we should actually save the match result, because if eventually we want to see it, we will have to save it. There is no way around it. So to do save the entire result. All right, fair enough. But so far so good. The only thing that we need to do is a couple of things. When we I think I can be basically when the tournament is finished. So when we're here, so the tournament is finished, what is going to happen is that we send the result of the tournament to the ranking, and then we go to the ranking screen. The most obvious thing to do is to delete the file. That's the simplest thing that we can do. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. I have no idea how to do it. How you do this? Delete file. Delete file. How you delete a file in Rust? I've never done this. Google Rust delete file. Remove file. I was so close. Dude, fs remove file. Boom. Tournament.ini. All right. Yeah, whatever. All right. So let's give it a try. So we go back to our tournament. Okay. So I start my match and I exit. Right. Retire. Boom. Ah, fuck. Why is giving me the victory? So I have to do this all the time. Stop. Retire. Retire player. let's go. So play. And retire. All right, she won. All right, simulate. Very well. Simulate. Simulate. Okay. Just to be sure, let's go back and back into the... Oh, it doesn't work. Why it doesn't work? Why is that? All right, so what we need to do, a good thing that I tried. So tournament. Ah. Fuck. What's going on? Is it because... is it because... Self UI memory. Right, unwrap, tournament, none. I think that's the reason why. So tournament, okay, this goes. So let's simulate one more round. Okay, back, tournament, okay. Close. Tournament. All right. Okay. So we simulate the final. We continue. Okay. It updates the ranking, and we go back. We go to the tournament. It should be a new tournament. Perfect. Let's do it one more time. Okay, so this is the thing that created the problem. So let's play retire. So play retire. Okay, simulate. Simulate one more round. Back. Tournament. Perfect. Perfect. Right. That's new ranking. Perfect. Perfect. Tournament, new tournament. Fantastic. Fantastic. All right. Okay. So everything is working. Cool. So save tournament. Nice. Let's have a look at our to-do list. I think, what time it is? I think. So we did the score notification for key points. We did the tournament state, save tournament state. Should I try to do this? Team fonts in UI. No UI for screenshot mode. Actually, I did it. In fact, if you follow me on Twitter, X, I posted a nice screenshot. That I was able to create with my new screenshot system. close, save. It didn't work. Copy image. Interesting. If I do copy image from Chrome, it doesn't copy. Save image. There you go. So this was the screenshot that I did. You might also have noticed that I also added glow to the game, which we didn't have. I woke up 4 in the morning today and I started to hack away this glow. You can see it a little bit here. You can see a little bit on the skin. It seems that most anime games have this overall glow all over the scene. So good. What I was saying. Team fonts. How is this thing going to work? Basically, what is the problem? The problem is that I have this situation where each one of these screen is controlled by a different form file, right? So this one, for example, is main screen. And you see that the way this is working, the way this works is that it's got this fonts section. And this font section define, there is a small, so what is happening is not that every widget is saying exactly the name of the font, but the font get given a name that is valid in this form and they use it. So for example, this one is using big, it means it's using this one. Right. Now what is happening is that generally you want the font usage to be kind of consistent between the screen, right? You don't want to go from one screen with one font to another screen. You want to keep everything following the same scheme, both of colors and font selection. So right now, if I go into the tournament, right now it's a different file, right? And that file will also have its fonts called base, big, small, and whatever. So if I decide, okay, I want to use this font, I will have to change it all over the place. So we have two solutions for this. So in hydrofoil generation, I had the ability to include files into my form files, right? So in hydrofoil generation, just game, let's see what I was doing in hydrofoil generation. Content, UI, forms, all right. So in here, for example, main screen, right? It will do like include this theme. And what hydrofoil generation system was very powerful. Like I could do like macros, like, you know, font, like this $HSF font. So inside this HGS theme, all right, there was all the base colors, right? So basically I could go everywhere and just recall these colors and this stuff. They were like macros. But it's super overkill for what we're doing, I think. The thing is that in this game, I'm trying to not, you know, going a little bit backwards in a way, like using less, moving stuff from data files into the code. Because I don't have a team working on this, it's me, right? So I'm more comfortable, at the end of the day, I'm more comfortable with the code. And I have the code under source control, so I can see what I've changed and so on. While these files are always like changing format and so on. So if you want to try to run something old and you don't have the file, it's not going to run. So it's a little bit of a problem. So what I would like to do, I already have the concept of a team. So when I create a form, where is the team stuff? Init widgets. Where's the team stuff? Form team. Okay. Where am I using this? Okay. So I wonder if this form team could also have like a bunch of fonts, right? So fonts, and it's gonna be a vector of, so it's gonna be a vector of a str and of static str, right? And a size, right? That's what it's gonna be. So this is going to be fonts. Hold on. So it's going to be the actual name of, so the name that I give inside the font, the form, that big, small, medium, whatever. Okay. Then it's going to be the name of the font file and then the size. That should be enough. Right. So fonts, for example, this one is going to be, see, and everything becomes code, right? So for example, if I go into that main screen, right, basically what we want to do is this. We want to grab this from here, right? And we're going to slap it in here, right? So this is basically base, right? And this, right? And 72. No, what is it? 32. Right? And then it's going to be big, and then it's going to be small. Okay. Cannot be copy anymore. Fair enough. This is maybe the first time I've heard of someone creating a real game with Rust rather than just like a proof of concept of trying out the state of game development in Rust. Hey, Sharper Guy. Well, you know, there is a game that it is not the first time. I mean, there was a game called Tiny Glade that did really well. So Tiny Glade, and this is made in Rust. Right? It's a cozy game where you're basically building diorama. I think that's how you call it. You can create like amazing stuff, and I think it was pretty successful. Tiny Glade Steam. Yes. Yeah, that's a successful game. Overwhelming positive, lots of reviews, right? And obviously there is my old game, you know, that I will never stop right? That is also in Rust. And it's a sailing game. Sailing falling game. Sadly, I didn't sell as many copies as Tiny Glade. Yeah, so obviously it's not super popular. To be 100% honest, I don't think it's the solution for game development. I think there are a couple of things in Rust that make it not really that ideal for game development. It's just what the emphasis of Rust is not really something that is that useful when it comes to games. But yeah, it's absolutely doable, and I still prefer it to C++. But there are problems, right? There are problems when it comes to especially how expensive it would be for a company that already has a team of C++ programmers, expert C++ programmers. How complicated and expensive would be to convert them to Rust, and potentially how complex and expensive would be to hire people, new people, if necessary in Rust. Is not easy. The entire industry runs on C++. So obviously it's much easier to find C++ developers, game developers. You know, Rust is becoming very popular in other industries, but not in game. So that would be a huge problem straight away for any company trying to switch it. And And I think it's much nicer than C++, but it takes a long time to get to a point where you can proceed at a decent speed, at a speed that is necessary when you're doing game development. All right, so we're here. Okay, so we have the team. So it means that when we arrive here, before we do this, we can create the fonts from the team, right? So what we can do is so font ID, font string, and size, and font size. So font ID, font name, or file name, right? In self team fonts header, right? And then we do this. Okay, where font ID, font file name, font original size, and then the font size is gonna be font size multiplied by scale, I think. So font size as F32. Where is it? Yeah, and then back to U32. Right. Blah 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 blah. Font file name. So this is original size, org size, and I think what we're gonna do, we're gonna do like here basically. Yeah. So this becomes font original size. This becomes font size. Font file name is okay. Font ID to string, I think. To string. Okay. Font org size is like this, and I think we're done. Okay, I think we're done. It seems like a lot of people are trying to create more opinionated frameworks for getting things done than try to hide the unsafe and clunky feeling part inside them. Create more opinionated framework. You mean in Rust? Yeah, the problem is that you really, yeah, I don't know if you cannot be opinionated in Rust. I think that's the entire point. And it's actually one of the things that I like. You know, I already talked about this before, but one of the things that I like about Rust is that I like how you can really design your system to be used in one way. Right, and it's like, okay, this is how you use it, and this is the only way you can use it, right? And I find that it really helps me when I have to, because I write the entire game myself, and I jump from one subsection of the game to another, and then I end up in the engine, then I do UI, and then I do the audio. I find that it's very useful for me to build the code in a way that is got like a lot of barriers around, like, okay, this is really the only way you're allowed to use it. Because it allows me to come back to code that I don't touch for a long time. And at that point, I have a very small surface to work with, right? Rust is really guiding, like, okay, these are the functions that you can call. You know, it's got a very good system to kind of block you, like it stop you from doing stupid things. While the language that I was using in the last couple of years, basically, I was developing two engines in parallel, one in Jai and one in Rust. And then Jai is very nice because you move really, really fast. You can really move fast. But I find that it's much more difficult for me to come back to my code in Jai, because I find that there are a lot of things that a lot of details that the code doesn't really tell me. And the only way for me to really remember how everything works is to go and read all the code. And I always have a feeling that, I'm gonna miss something and I'm gonna do something stupid in some global variables somewhere, right? While Rust is like, it's way more strict, right? Bykeeper, good day. All right, so we're pretty much done here. So what we're saying now is that the entire thing will use this fonts from the main screen, right? So the same as the main screen. So I can, in theory, I can get rid of this, right? Tennis UI. Okay, so I can get rid of this. I keep the key point because that's a dedicated thing that I'm only using here, right? And then, for example, for the tournament, no, where is it? The tournament screen. Tournament screen. What we got? They are a little bit different, but it's still base big and small. So I can kill this, right? What else we have as? What else we got as? JVF. So tennis UI, main screen, ranking screen. Okay, ranking screen. So this is the title. Am I using big? So I can remove this. Okay, I think the thing that I'm gonna need is this one, and there is a trick in the ranking screen. And this is okay, this is not nice, because what I'm doing here, I'm forcing to choose font number 2. The problem is that now this font number 2 is always going to change. Right? So I need to be smarter. So let's have a look. So I need something. I need to do form. Do I have font ID? No. Okay, so I need to do that. So I need font. Yeah. So I need pubfn font ID self and name. right? And I'm gonna return an optional of view size. Right? It's gonna be self fonts. Either position F font. Shit, I don't remember now if it is name or font name. I think it's name equal name. Right. So what we can do now is in the ranking screen, we could call this mono. Okay. So we're gonna call this mono. What's wrong here? Duplicate definition. I already have it. So what is the problem? Font ID, implementation of form. It was not public. All right. I already had it, but it was not public. All right. We're good, right? Okay. So in the tennis screen, in the ranking screen, I need this mono font ID, which is a usize, right? So in here, I'm going to go mono font ID is form font ID mono unwrap. Okay, and now here I can do this. Should work. Let's give it a try. And I think I can take another task off my to-do list. Ranking. Yep, perfect. And now everything is should be more. So, for example, here we're back with this thing in the tournament, which is not what we were using. So in the tournament, we were using condense regular open sans. Right. Where in our global thing now, we're using this. Plus, I have a feeling that the tournament screen does the same trick. We need to do the same trick, I think. We do the same thing that we force a font. Yeah, we do the same thing. All right, so we need to do the same stuff. So again, font small ID, usize. And when we create it, we go font form small ID, form font ID small, unwrap. And then when we do that font 2, let's have a look. All right, that's good. Yep, that's good. Very well. Done. So for team fonts. Cool. And I think we can. So we did this. I think we can consider the weekend, the Saturday over, and I will say thank you guys for spending time together, and I will see you next time.